Today, we're diving into something called the Balanced Scorecard. Now, you can think of it as a secret dashboard for a company, a way to see what's really going on under the hood, way beyond just the typical profits and losses.
So have you ever wondered this? A company looks like it's crushing it. Record profits, happy investors, and then seemingly out of nowhere, it just collapses. How does that happen? What is everyone missing?
Well, here's the big idea. Staring only at financial reports is like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. Sure, it tells you exactly where you've been, but it tells you absolutely nothing about the traffic jam or the sharp curve that's right up ahead.
So to really get this, we first have to understand why just looking at the bottom line, well, it isn't enough.
The problem with just using financial data is, first, it's all historical. It's old news. Second, and this is a big one, it doesn't tell you why things happened. Sales went up, great, but was that because of a brilliant new product? Or did your biggest competitor just go out of business? Without knowing the why, you have no clue how to repeat that success.
And this is exactly where the Balanced Scorecard flips the script. It's designed to be a complete dashboard for the business, giving you gauges for everything, not just a mirror of the past. So what is it? Okay, it's a framework developed by two guys named Kaplan and Norton, and it forces a company to look at itself from four totally different but completely connected angles. The whole point is to get a complete balanced picture of the company's health.
All right, so what are these four perspectives? Let's break them down, because the way they stack on top of each other is actually pretty brilliant.
And here's the logic. It's like a pyramid. It all starts at the bottom, with innovation and learning. That's about your people, your culture, your ability to create new things. When you get that right, you can then build excellent internal processes. And when your processes are top-notch, you create amazing products that customers absolutely love. And what happens when customers are happy? You get the ultimate prize, fantastic financial results. You see how one thing leads to the next? It's a chain reaction.
This all comes back to that legendary quote from Peter Drucker. What gets measured gets managed. And that is the beating heart of the Balanced Scorecard. You can't just say you care about innovation, you have to find a way to measure it. If you want to get better at something, you have to track it, even if it's not a simple dollar figure.
Okay. Theory is great, right? But let's see how this plays out in the real world with, one of the biggest companies on the planet.
I mean, we all know Apple's financial success is just mind-boggling. But the scorecard helps us see the engine behind those huge profits. Look, it starts with their nonstop innovation. That obsession fuels their internal design and manufacturing processes, which lets them create those cool products that customers go crazy for. Their financial success isn't the starting point. It's the result of them killing it in those other three areas.
And if you want to see just how committed they are to that foundation of innovation, get a load of this. $18 billion. That's what Apple poured into R&D back in 2020. That's not just an expense on a spreadsheet. In the world of the scorecard, that's a massive investment in their own future.
Now, as powerful as this all sounds, let's be real for a second. This framework isn't a magic wand. It's a tool, and like any tool, it has its pros and cons.
So, on the plus side, it's amazing for balancing those short-term financial goals with long-term health. But there are downsides. It's easy to get overwhelmed with data, trying to track dozens of things at once. And, how do you even measure something fuzzy like company culture? It can get tricky and sometimes pretty expensive to gather all that data. So, after all that, what's the big takeaway? What should we really remember about the Balanced Scorecard?
At the end of the day, it's more than just a report with a bunch of charts. It's a whole philosophy. It forces a company to stop and really define what success means beyond just making money. It's about figuring out what truly drives long-term health and then actually measuring those things. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. Whether it's for your company, your team, or hey, even just your own personal goals, what are the vital signs of success that go beyond that single easy-to-measure number? What really tells you that you're healthy and built to last?